Jurassic Park 3 is directed by Joe Johnston this time, not Steven Spielberg, and it stars Sam Neill returning to the role of Dr. Alan Grant, as well as Tea Leoni and William H. Macy. Now, this movie came out in 2001, so I'm going to be talking spoilers. You've had your chance to go see it. And you know what? It's a really simple plot. Sam Neill's character, Dr. Alan Grant, is kind of tricked into going to Isla Sorna, the Site B island of the Jurassic Park Islands, where William H. Macy's character and Tea Leoni's character are looking for their son who was left stranded on the island. So it's a rescue mission. Now, right off the bat, I just gotta say, this movie was amazing to me as a 12-year-old kid when this movie first came out. I was just floored by this movie because I thought it was so cool to see more dinosaurs and even cooler dinosaurs, like the Spinosaurus. That's so cool. When I saw that first image of a raptor, I was like, whoa, the raptors look so cool, and I was just so excited for this movie. And after seeing it for the first time, it was okay. The more I saw it, the less I liked it, as opposed to, especially the first one and the second one. This movie just, to me, it didn't age well. It's the shortest of the Jurassic Park movies. It's still a decent dinosaur Jurassic Park movie, but not as good as the other ones, and I'm going to get into the reasons why. I thought the characters were okay. Dr. Alan Grant, Sam Neill's character, he wasn't as nearly interesting as he was in the first movie. Now, granted, that's because all of his character development was handled in the first movie, but they also took away his girlfriend, Ellie. They're not together anymore. They even have a scene together at the beginning, and they're just like, oh, whatever, we had a thing going on, but you didn't want kids. I have a kid now, so you know what, see ya. It just kind of, it didn't feel right to the fans of the first one. We wanted them to end up together, and at the end of the first movie, we thought that they were going to get together. It looked like Dr. Alan Grant had a change of heart, like he wanted kids at that point. But they just kind of stomped on that idea. And I gotta be honest, I didn't care much for the Kirbys. That's William H. Macy's character and Tea Leoni's character. Paul Kirby, they're just really annoying. I get the idea of their character. They're basically like they're just these average Joe people who are posing to be millionaires so they can get Dr. Grant to Isla Sorna to help find their child. And of course that makes sense, but you know, when the whole curtain is dropped and it turns out that they're not millionaires, you know, Dr. Grant is upset and he's like, you know what, I'm out of here. We're not even getting paid for this. So, see ya. It's like, I don't think he would have done that. The Dr. Grant from the first movie would have stayed there until they found the kid because, you know, that's who he is. And they just kind of turn that around. Of course, they end up finding Billy, the kid, which I didn't like that. Billy just, like I said in my other two reviews, because of the kids' performances in the first Jurassic Park movie, they brought another kid back for The Lost World, and then they brought another kid back for Jurassic Park 3. I'll talk about Jurassic World when I get to that in the next review for these movies leading up to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. But you know what? Billy just got really annoying really quick. I didn't like his character at all. When I first saw the movie, I was just annoyed with his character. I thought they could have just done without him, and I still think they could have done without him. But of course, he was the inciting moment. He was the person that they had to go and rescue. So I get the reason for his character's existence. Now, when we talk about the dinosaurs, the CGI on them was pretty good. I'll admit it. The CGI was fantastic. It still doesn't quite look as good as the original one because it was used sparingly in that one. In this one, they use a little bit more. Yes, they do use a lot of animatronics still in this movie, and I love the animatronics. They also use costumes, especially for the raptors, which is great to see. I gotta say, I did not like the new design of the raptors. What they were trying to go for was like the raptors are evolving, they're getting feathers and stuff. It's like you establish them looking one way in two other movies, don't change it. Just because there's some archaeological or paleontological, however you want to say it, evidence that may prove that raptors were covered in feathers. Don't add feathers to creatures, animals that were already established in 2 other movies to look like lizards and just be bald, you know. Don't change their design in another movie. It doesn't work. They also decided to, even in 2001, there was still nostalgia built around the first Jurassic Park movies, especially the first one. And the T-Rex was the main dinosaur. And they kill it off in this one. And that just, when I first saw that, I thought it was a cool scene to see the Spinosaurus and T-Rex fighting against each other, but I absolutely hated the way that the Spinosaurus killed the T-Rex. It breaks its neck, and I don't know, it didn't work for me. I liked the fight scene. I would have respected it more if the Spinosaurus like injured it so much from scratching and biting that it eventually died of its wounds, but they just had to end it really quick, and I didn't like that. There's also a scene where a raptor breaks a neck. I forget what the character's name, but it's Mr. Noodle from Sesame Street. That character. There's raptors that set a trap. You know, there's a raptor that puts its giant claw in his back, and he is pretty much paralyzed or dead almost. And all the humans are like, "Oh, are you okay?" And it's Mr. Udesky, that's who it is. And they're like, "Mr. Udesky, are you okay?" And then they're trying to climb down the tree to go get him, and the raptors come and they're trying to get the people that are trying to help him. And they're like, "Oh, they set a trap." And it's like, I get the idea that the raptors were really smart. You don't have to throw that in our faces again. And it's way too heavy-handed that the raptors are smart. They're able to communicate. And in fact, in the beginning, they talk about the resonating chamber of the raptors and how they have this 3D printer, which that was kind of cool. But they bring out this like wooden whistle. It's basically a prototype of a 3D scan of a resonating chamber in a velociraptor skull. And that's a cool concept, but when he starts blowing into it, it's just so, I don't know. I didn't like it very much. It was weird. It does come back into play at the end of the movie, which just doesn't work that well. And this movie just felt like it was a chore to make. And you know, I did appreciate the Spinosaurus. I didn't like the fact that they killed off the T-Rex. The raptors were a little too smart, and they can communicate way too clearly like humans. And they just heavy-handedness. Just were like, the raptors we're going to be the dominant species. And it's like, well, tell me how smart the raptors were. They were smarter than primates and all this other stuff. It's like, okay, come on. Let's move on from this idea. And then at the end, they keep coming back to that, and they steal eggs. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. I do like the addition of the pterodactyls or pteranodons or whatever dinosaur they were. I did like that. And there is another herd scene. It's not nearly as good as the Lost Worlds herd scene, but there are some Parasaurolophuses. I don't remember if there were iguanodons or not, but that would have been nice to see. Something that I'm looking forward to in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is a variety of carnivorous dinosaurs, because we didn't really get that many in the earlier movies. You know, it was always T-Rex and Velociraptor, T-Rex and Velociraptor, and then it was T-Rex, Velociraptor, and Spinosaurus. And of course, in Jurassic World, it's the Indominus Rex, T-Rex, and the Velociraptor. And that's pretty much it again. So it looks like we're going to get several more dinosaurs, like the Baryonyx, the Carnotaurus, T-Rex, the Indominus Raptor, whatever, the I-Rex, Indoraptor I think it's called, the Raptor, and maybe, who knows, maybe we'll see an Allosaurus or something. That would be cool. I would like to see more dinosaurs. But this one, Jurassic Park 3, it was just okay. Again, the characters just didn't feel right to me. The music was just okay. I mean, it wasn't nearly as recognizable as the first two. And again, I got to bring up the idea of the pteranodons. This is Site B, Isla Sorna, where supposedly there are no cages. You know, the animals are allowed to roam free. And in the second one, we are given proof that the animals are roaming free, because we see the T-Rexes just kind of playing with their young one, and a herd of other dinosaurs walking. And then you see a pterodactyl just land on a tree, and it screeches, and that's how the movie ends. Like, okay, all the animals are free on this island. And then you get to the third movie, there's a bird cage. There are cages, there are fences. What? Like, this movie just kind of crapped on both the other two movies. It killed off the T-Rex, it added fences to an island that wasn't supposed to have fences, and just threw in a more annoying kid in this one, and then changed all the characters. That's why I don't like this movie that much. I mean, I can't say I don't like it because it is a Jurassic Park movie. It's got dinosaurs in it. It's cool. But as I got older, I appreciate it less and less. And the more I talk about it, the less I appreciate it. So I'm just going to end this review here. I've said my piece. I'm going to give it a grade of a C. It's just kind of an average movie. I really wanted to give it a C+, but the fact that they just changed everything, added all the fences, and just crapped on the other two movies, just makes me respect this movie very little. And that's all I got to say about this movie. There's hardly any positives for this movie. I know I focused on the negatives. The positives, I guess, would be the fact that they used a lot of animatronics and the CGI was pretty decent. But the fact that they changed everything was just annoying. Yes, that fight scene, the T-Rex versus the Spinosaurus was an incredible scene. However, the Spinosaurus is still at large. It's still on the island, so maybe we'll see the return of it. I know we got a little nod to it in Jurassic World when the T-Rex breaks through the Spinosaurus skeleton. That was pretty cool, but we'll talk about that when we get to Jurassic World. So anyway, that is my review for Jurassic Park 3. What did you guys think of this movie? Did you like it, love it, or hate it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to do Jurassic World next, leading up to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Again, I do have a wedding this weekend, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to see this movie and when I'm going to be able to review it, but I will get that soon. So be on the lookout for that video, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big ol' thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of when we upload new content. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.